What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to give you guys a quick little overview of my soft-shell turtle tank, and then I'm going to talk about a few other things later on into the video. So, some of you, if you're new here, may not even know that I have a soft-shell turtle tank, or really any turtles in general, just because I haven't really shown them in a while. For those of you that don't know, this is my 75-gallon soft-shell turtle tank. I have two soft shells in here. That one being the bigger one right there. I've had that guy for almost a year now, and the smaller one is right up there basking right now. So, I don't want to get right up to the tank because they tend to spook when I get right up by them and start talking really loud. I've had this tank running for about a year and a half now, and like I said, I've just had these two soft-shell turtles in here, and they've done really, really good in here. You can see I just got sand at the bottom. It's really, really important that you have sand in a soft-shell turtle tank because these guys love to bury themselves in the sand. And then I just got one big artificial plant right there, and then a basking spot right over there. Now, I'm thinking about taking those rocks out of there and adding in a floating dock. That way I can actually raise the water level without having to stack that higher and higher and having to worry about it possibly falling. Because these guys love to swim, and I would like to give them a little more room to swim in the tank besides this, you know, just 30 gallons or so of water. So I'm thinking about doing that. Now, right up there is the heat and UVB lamp. It's on a timer right over there, so it goes off at night. Now, some nights when it gets really, really cold, I do like to leave the heat lamp on, just so, you know, the water temperature, it doesn't get really, really cold. But I also do have a 75-watt heater over there, so this water really never gets, you know, really, really cold. Now, I've got a Repti filter right there, which isn't the best filtration, but it's enough to filter this amount of water. Think about it. This is a 75-gallon tank, and just one of those would not be enough to filter 75 gallons of water. There's no doubt about that. But you got to look at it this way. I don't have this thing filled up halfway even, and I mean, like I said, there's probably about 30-ish gallons, probably less than 30 gallons in here. And that filter is meant for 20 and 30 gallon tanks, and I also have a circulation pump right there just to kind of help out with circulating the water and putting a little bit more movement on the surface of the water. Now, like I said, I am thinking about taking out that rock formation and adding in a floating dock. That way I can raise the water level to give these guys a little more room to swim. But this is a plenty big enough space for these guys, at least for right now. I'll be able to keep these guys in here for hopefully another year or so before I end up having to move these guys out of here, because eventually, yes, they will outgrow this. As far as their diet, I feed them a lot of frozen shrimp and tilapia with the occasional Missouri turtle pellet. You know, keep a variety in their diet, but try to feed them a lot of natural foods as well. I think the coolest thing about these guys is how fast they are. Look at him. He's buried himself right there, but how fast these guys can swim and actually run. These guys on land can run extremely fast.
Run.
Let's see how close this guy will let me get to him. He's probably going to let me get right up on him because he's in the sand right now. But yeah, kind of up close look at him right there. Like I said, this is the little bit bigger one. I've had this guy for almost a year now, a little under a year, and he's done really, really good in here. And they'll also let you get pretty close to him when they're basking as well. Like I said, this guy is a little bit newer one. He's younger, he's a little bit smaller, and I'm still kind of in the process of training him, you know. How I'm still in the process with this one, but I've just had this one a lot longer, and I've been able to work with this one a little bit more. That's why he was out and about swimming earlier, because he was obviously begging for food. So, with that being said, I'm going to run inside really quickly and grab a few pieces of frozen shrimp, and we're going to feed this guy. Alright, I got a little piece right here, and one thing that is definitely different between these guys and like sliders and stuff is how much they can eat and how fast they eat. And another thing that's kind of strange is they're kind of dumb when it comes to eating. Like, watch this. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to drop this piece in here, and he might see it. Yep, okay, he saw it that time. Watch how fast he eats it. See, like that? It's gone. Like, that would have taken a few seconds to almost a minute for a slider to fully get down. And look at him. He's already ready for another piece. But I've noticed sometimes I'll drop a few pieces in here, and they'll be going right past his face, and he doesn't even see them. You know, a slider would go right to it. So these guys are a little slow to react sometimes. I've noticed that. But it's kind of weird because of how fast they are. You would think they would be very, very fast to react. Now, don't get me wrong. When they see the food, so look how fast he is. But watch him. He's going to come right back because he knows I'm feeding him. When these guys see the food, they're very, very fast to react. But sometimes, like I said, when I'll drop a few pieces of shrimp in here, he's just slow to react to it sometimes. I'm going to drop another piece in here. And by the way, I'll feed these guys 4 to 5 pieces a day. And that's pretty much all they need. But, oh, I guess he's not going to do the weird thing I was talking about for the video. But look at him. Watch how fast he gets that piece down. Look at that. That is gone. They are such aggressive eaters when it comes to, you know, feeding and eating whatever they're eating. This right here is the best way to train your turtle and get them used to you. Make sure that they see you putting the food in there, and it could take weeks to months for turtles, or a turtle, to get used to you. It really could. Some of them it can happen within days, and some of them, like I said, it may take months or so, or even a year for them to get fully used to you. Like I said, this guy, he's gotten pretty used to me over the past almost year now, but he's still not fully comfortable with me yet. But the biggest thing is, like I said, is make sure that they see you putting the food in there, and once they see that and they know that you're feeding them and that you're not a threat to them, they will become very, very used to you and very comfortable when you walk up to the tank. So I'm going to drop this other piece in here and watch him come back. So like this time he's not going to see it. You see that? A slider would have went straight to that. And it's so crazy. This guy will dance around for minutes and not even see that piece right there. Look at him coming back. Doesn't even see it. I'm going to drop another piece in there though. Now when I walk away from the tank, this guy's going to go down to the bottom and start searching for food, and he'll find it then. But drop that piece in. He got that one. Look at that. And just look at how fast he swallows it. That's pretty crazy right there. Now as far as like this guy, since he's basking right now, sometimes I'll put a piece or two up on the rock right in front of him so he can see it, grab it, and take it in the water, because turtles, they have to swallow underwater. But most of the time when they're basking like that, I just leave them alone and then come back later on in the day when they're not basking and when they're in the water looking for food. Look at him. He has pretty well completely buried himself now, and he's poking his head out of the sand. That's what these guys do. You won't even see them sometimes, and they'll literally be sitting right there, but they'll be poking that head up out of the sand, and they can see everything around them. So that's pretty much it. That is my soft shell turtle setup, whatever you want to call it. Really easy and simple, and these guys are just some really cool turtles in my opinion. Now this turtle tank right here, this is a tank that I haven't shown in a really, really long time just because there's nothing in here, but I plan on getting a little baby albino red-eared slider for this tank right here. Just having one, raising him up in here all by himself, and then eventually, of course, moving him out of here into a much bigger habitat. But that's going to be really, really cool when I get that turtle. The only thing is, well, really two things. One, they're really, really expensive, and two, they're pretty hard to find right now because it's the springtime. A lot of people are getting them, and they're just kind of hard to come by right now. And as far as the guppy pond, it is doing really, really good. In the last video, I added 2 things of bamboo, and that, like I said, just adds a little more character and plant life to the pond. And the next plant that I'm going to add in here is a few little banana plants, and I think they'll look really, really cool once they start to mature and grow in this pond, because like I said, they'll send up little bitty lily pads to the surface, and that'll look really, really nice in there. Now also, I actually did go ahead and order a few banana plants and the guppies for that pond, so they'll be getting here sometime next week, and that's going to be really, really cool to finally add some guppies into that pond. Quick update on the Florida gar. He's doing really, really good. You can see him just chilling right over there. There's a pretty bad glare on the pond, but he is the only fish in this 300-gallon exotic pond right now, and I do plan to add more exotic fish in there over the next few weeks and months. Now I also did add the other 6 blue velvet shrimp that we got in the last video to this guppy tank. They're all doing really, really good. Let's see if I can find any of them right now. For the most part, they're all hiding right now, but you can see a little speck of blue through that guppy grass right there. You can see his little legs moving, but that's one of them right there. But like I said, most all of them are hiding right now. But all the guppy babies in here are all doing really, really good, and really starting to grow. And this is what I hope to have in the guppy pond outside, and in this guppy tank down here. These guppies, as I mentioned in the last video, are really, really starting to grow and put on a lot more color. And especially the biggest one right there, that guy is really, really starting to put on a lot more color. So these guys are looking really, really good. And also the 2 little Siamese algae eaters that we got in the last video, to kind of help out with this hair algae. Look at this. It is starting to go away. These guys have really, really done their jobs over the past few days, and a lot of this they've really, really started to clear up. So hopefully by the end of 2 or 3 weeks from now, they'll have pretty much all this taken care of. I don't know, we'll see what happens though. And our cleaner shrimp that we got in the last video, he is doing really, really good as well. But that is gonna pretty much do it for now. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave it a like down below and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Wanted to kind of switch it up, do a little bit of a different video, go over my soft shell turtle tank setup, because like I said, I haven't really shown it in a while, and I haven't really shown any of my other turtles in a while. I do have other turtles, red-ear and yellow belly sliders, and I will show them over the course of the next few videos, and so just because it's starting to warm back up outside, and they're starting to come back out now. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next video. Peace.